Hello, I'm Bonnie McDonald with Design Your Delicious Life TV, and today we're with Alicia Ohana, and she has just recently won Miss Canada Petite competition. And I'm so excited to say not only is she beautiful, but she's my hairdresser too. So right now, what I'd like to ask Alicia a few questions. Alicia, tell us about the experience of winning Miss Canada Petite.
For sure. So I went to Toronto to compete in the Miss Canada Globe competition, and I thought it was going to be this amazing, glamorous experience, and then I'd get to meet amazing, glamorous people. And when I got there, 80 girls would walk in the door, and we were all kind of sizing each other up and looking at each other. And that is when one of the girls that worked there, her name is Eden Pereira, she took us in for something called confidence training. And we all looked at each other and we go, we're confident, that's why we're here, you know. So we sat down in a group, and it's a huge ballroom, and there's 80 girls, and we're all sitting in a circle. And she said, you know, you're all selected for a reason, and you all have a story to tell, and I want you to tell this story. So the first girl to open her mouth is Amber Zealand, and it's an amazing girl. You have to look her up. She represents a city, but I'm not sure which one. And her story is about being brutally abused by her boyfriend. And we were in tears. With that first story, we were in tears. And then the next girl was about a girl who attempted to commit suicide. And then the next girl was a girl that also got beat up. And then the next girl was a girl who went through drug addiction. And we went around the room, and everyone had a story. Mine was my father's going through mental illness and psychosis. But it was unbelievable. 80 girls, and we all had this story. Rape, the girls were molested by their fathers and brothers, girls that have lost their mothers to cancer, and I was floored. I really thought, I never thought that it would be like that. I was shocked. And they have become my sisters since then, and we all understand each other. There are girls in there that have been in the mental ward like my father, and we really connected, and hopefully we'll get to do something with mental health and form something out of this.
So you thought, as you all came, that you were all living these perfect lives.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
Come to find out, you're all real human beings.
Absolutely.
And you all have these stories to tell.
Absolutely.
And share.
And this is why I think they picked us, because it's hard to help people if you don't know what they've experienced. And now because of this, now I know what a rape victim went through, and now I know what a girl was like in an abusive relationship. And there was a girl that took 30 laxatives a day. And people were approaching her and going, wow, you're so beautiful. And inside she's struggling. She was really struggling. And she kept going because people were giving her compliments. And I think this was a message. You have to be so careful with the way that you approach people and the things that you say, because you don't know what they take from the conversation that they had with you. And you just need to find out more about people before you really dive in and start speaking to somebody.
So the whole experience was really touching.
It was very touching.
And compelling.
Absolutely.
And connecting.
Absolutely.
To other human beings. Along with the hard training that you went through.
There was other training. Was hard.
Yes. Tell us a little bit about that.
We would wake up at I woke up at about 6 a.m, got my hair and makeup done every day, and we would dance, rehearsals and everything, and confidence training and all this kind of stuff until 2, 3 in the morning.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Not much sleep.
Not much sleep.
Not much sleep.
It was for a reason. The whole reason of this is to see what we're like under pressure and stress, and they know that we're going to be going out into our community and helping people and going through stressful situations. And I think that's how they evaluated who would win, is how well you handle the stress and that whole experience. So,
well, you just went through quite a bit of stress earlier this year.
Yes, I did.
As you alluded to with your father. Not only did your father have some health challenges, then you were also a focal point for your family business of helping out becoming the leader in your family business.
Yeah.
And tell us a little bit about that. What was that like for you?
So all through my life, I've dealt with anxiety, and I've had attacks of depression that were really, really bad. And my biggest fear was having something happen to my parents. That was my biggest fear. And this year, finally something happened. God was like, here's your test. Your father is diagnosed with psychosis and dementia, and he was put in a mental ward for 4 months. And the only way he got better was with electric shock therapy. And while he was in there, my mom and my sisters kind of got a little lost. They felt like the man of the house is out. He did the accounting, he did the bills, he did the shopping. So all of a sudden, I just stepped in and I started doing the accounting and I started doing the bills and I started doing the shopping and the cleaning and running to visit him and feed him, and you don't realize that you take over. You don't have enough time to think when something bad happens. You just have to find your inner strength, pull it out and go, okay, this is it. I'm going to do it. And now I'm finally over my depression and anxiety, and I don't have it anymore. I don't struggle since that happened.
But what it is, you created your own tools,
Exactly.
using God and using
Exactly.
your own strength, and realizing you can rise above it and take care of yourself.
Exactly.
While taking care of others.
Exactly.
Wow, that's amazing, Alicia.
It's an amazing year, and everything happens for a reason. And I think
Yes.
God made this happen for a reason. My father could not have been the leader for so long. When he was young, he took care of his 9 brothers and sisters, and he was running around, and I have it in the family. A lot of his sisters have gone through psychosis and have been treated with electric shock therapy as well. So it's an amazing experience. It was such a bad thing to happen, but in a way it was a blessing, because I would have never learned how to be confident. And I think if I hadn't gone through what I've been through this year, I wouldn't have won.
Wow, that's a profound statement.
It wouldn't have prepared me for this competition, and the ability to go out and speak to people with problems and relate to girls that have also had mental illness and health issues in the pageant as well.
Yeah. And speaking that, so the opportunities you're going to have from winning this wonderful Miss Canada Petite pageant, what are some of those opportunities?
So just recently I've started a support group for girls who've been raped, beaten, abused, tried to commit suicide, and I want to reach out to all the girls in Vancouver, women that need help and need help sharing their story, because when you share your story with these girls, I've learned that you need to find your answers in other people, and there's no better way to find it than in other victims. They understand you, and that's what happened in this pageant, and they became sisters, because you can go to a psychologist and you can go to a psychiatrist, and they can try to help you get over your fear of it happening again and try to push you forward. But when there is someone that understands the fear that has been put in you and the experience that you've had, that's when you can come together and you can rely on one another, and you can get through it. You can actually help. And I want to call this support group shoulders, like you have a shoulder to lean on.
Wow.
This is what I want to do. I think this is my purpose, and I feel like God has put me on the right path, and I'm going to just take it and run with it and see where it goes.
Alicia, I am so excited for you.
Thank you.
I am so blessed to know you in my life.
Thank you very much.
And I just want to say thank you for designing your delicious life.
Thank you.
And helping others do that as well.
Thank you very much.
So Bonnie McDonald, Design Your Delicious Life TV.